Get the latest local news straight to your inbox every day. RUTH Davidson would have sacked Boris Johnson for his outbursts on Brexit, she has suggested, as the Scottish Conservative leader urged her party to man up in the fight against Jeremy Corbyn's Labour Party. Speaking at another packed fringe at the Tory party conference in Manchester, the Edinburgh MSP was asked about Boris Johnson's recent articles on Brexit, which many colleagues believe have undermined Theresa May and which have led to some senior figures calling for the Foreign Secretary to be sacked. At first, Ms. Davidson noted how Mr. Johnson's most recent article was in line with government policy. But she then noted, referring to her MSP colleagues, "What I would say is, I have a lot of my MSPs at this conference. If any of you think of writing anything without telling me that is counter to current Scottish Conservative policy, you are out on your ear, because no one is unsackable." Noting how since taking over as party leader in 2011 she had been at the helm at 8 national campaigns, Ms. Davidson declared, "I just love a fight, any place, anytime, anywhere. I'm the Cinzano Martini of politicians." When it was suggested that so many Tories were looking to her to save the party, the Scottish Tory leader insisted that was not true. But when the audience was asked if it was true, several members insisted it was. "I don't think the party needs saving. It needs to get over its nervous breakdown and man up a little bit," she insisted to applause. Noting how the party had to lift its eyes to the horizon and take the fight to Labour, Ms. Davidson cited the example of Nicola Sturgeon and the SNP in battling against the odds, insisting political disadvantage did not last forever. She pointed out how, by chipping away, the nationalist advantage had begun to crumble, with the party losing 40% of their MPs at the June election. Just because people are chanting "Oh, Jeremy Corbyn," let's not be faint-hearted about this. We are on the right side of the argument on the economy. We know we have to make sure we adapt to a changing world. We are supporting our public services and looking after the younger generation, but we just don't pack up and go home because they have got a bit of a spring in their step. We get stuck in. Like I say, I'll start a fight, that's fine. Asked about why she did not put herself forward to fight Mr. Corbyn, Ms. Davidson insisted she was doing that in Scotland and had pushed Labour into third place. Asked directly if she would run for the UK party leadership, she replied, "I honestly can't see it. It looks like the loneliest job in the world. People don't believe I don't want the job. I really don't. I do want the job of being First Minister of Scotland." But then the question was posed, what would be more important, being the First Minister of Scotland or stopping Mr. Corbyn from taking power? In her response, Ms. Davidson left the door open to her becoming leader of the UK Tory party one day. She explained how she had realized that the most important thing to her politically was keeping the country together. "It became apparent to me that, if it came to a question of country versus party, then for me, it's country every day of the week and twice on Sunday." But Ms. Davidson then made clear she believed the Labour leader was a threat to the Union. "He's very equivocal about whether he wants Scotland to stay in the Union. His support for a border poll in Northern Ireland means, if Northern Ireland were to go, it would give impetus to Scotland. Stopping Jeremy Corbyn is quite important. I'm 38 and he's, what, 68? I think I can outlast him."